It was a comment underneath the post, underneath that specific Instagram post that kind of sparked my attention, which is kind of what I wanted to get y'all opinion on. And the comment goes, she's preaching, but why is reciprocity such a hard concept for humans to understand? And that ain't the first time I've heard that. You know, a lot of people have had difficulty understanding what reciprocity means in a relationship. So I kind of wanted to get y'all opinion on why y'all believe reciprocity is so hard for people to understand in relationships.
Well, I was going to ask this to kind of go with that. So if a man decides to give his lady roses, and then in return she decides to, I don't know, cook him his favorite meal, are those two things like hand in hand reciprocity? Because I think that
No.
people know. You said
I,
so. I think
she
that
need to
people.
wear some knee pads after that.
Oh Lord. So I think that some people are, they might be doing something that they believe is nice or considerate to the other, but then the other person gonna be like, damn, I just bought this person a diamond stud earring. That shit cost $2,000. And she just gonna, do this. I think those are issues too. Like they may be giving, but it might not be the way that the person wants to receive.
Yeah.
I like
I think that
what
is reciprocity. Um, I think reciprocity is considering your partner. If I consider you, you consider me. It doesn't necessarily have to mean like the idea that it has to be a tick for tack. Like I did this big thing for you, then what you gonna do for me? Like you gonna give me a threesome because I just took you on vacation. Like you gotta do something big. Like what you gonna do? Like I don't think that's necessarily how things gotta work. I think that consider me, give me what I'm looking for out of a relationship, and I want to give you what you're looking for out of a relationship. It's really that simple. Like especially me as a simple man, I'm a simple man. All you gotta do is do what I say. And I ain't gonna tell you to do a lot of. I ain't gonna tell you nothing crazy. I'm old school. Like, just respect me. Like, I like the cooking and clean, all that simple stuff too. But like, it's real easy with me, and I'm gonna give you whatever you want in this world. I'm gonna go get it, whatever it is. So
But do you think that majority of people are considering the type of reciprocity given though?
I think that comes down to communication because that's a big thing. Is can you communicate to your partner? Like, do you know how they receive communication? Because you can be talking to them, but maybe they're not hearing you. And sometimes, like a lot of people go to couples therapy because maybe you can't hear each other, and you need to learn better how to communicate with each other. So that's another thing. Is like, and typically, everything in the world comes down to communications and miscommunications. It don't matter what it is. That's typically just how things work, even in relationships.
Lady Di, did you hear that conversation? Because I may be picking up on what you might be saying. It are you hinting at the way that interaction went? It seemed as though he was in a position of giving, and it was not actual reciprocity occurring. Where she was like, I wanted to go on a trip, I couldn't go. He took me shopping. He did. Then she brought another example of him doing. Then she said, my version of reciprocity, because I wasn't raised with a man in the house, so I don't know how to serve a man, was kind of learning how to do that. And then I'll fix him a plate and fix his clothes and run him bath water without being asked. So the do you feel like it was maybe bare minimum she was saying it's her form of reciprocity and he was going over and above? Is that kind of what I could be
No.
misreading?
Well,
Okay.
I don't agree with, I'm more like on the real dope what he said. Like, as long as you're considering something, right? And it don't have to be every day. I could do something so nice for you. I might not receive nothing in 6 months. Why am I waiting for it? That's the thing. I think the reciprocity thing should happen, but some relationships take it out of proportion. Like, if he, I'm just saying, I look at it as, I don't celebrate this no more, but when I did Christmas, right? I remember seeing somebody, they had gifts ready for a family, right? And in the gift, it was money to give to kids. It was like a couple kids, they was giving money in a card. But the people who came in the house, they didn't have a gift to give to their kids. And it could be because they didn't have enough money. It was too many people regardless. But they came and showed their face. This could be their reciprocity. I'm here and I'm respecting your family. I'm coming to show support. I'm going to be here, even though I don't have a gift right now. The other person that saw them not having a gift, they took the money out, the card, and they put it back in their wallet. And they were like, how can they come here with no gift? I gave them this. And we're talking about kids. But the people coming in to see you, that was reciprocity, right? For respect. I'm going to be here and I'm going to show support. I'm going to be here and I'm going to whatever. We're going to have fun together. I'm saying, like, I think majority of relationships is more of like levels. I do this big thing, you do this big thing. If you don't match this, I don't like it. I don't like you. You know, I want this type of man. I want, that it's like, it becomes toxic. I think we should just be more considerate, more than like matching each other's levels. Because I feel like the reciprocity is more of a matching thing in relationships.
I would say it's sort of I think Real Dope Dad hit a spot on this communication thing. Reciprocity doesn't have to be the same intensity level back. It's just got to be what the other person wants, and just knowing what they want. I mean, this girl said she spent 20 years with him. She had to learn it because she wasn't taught. But I would say another issue she would have ran into is that had somebody in that household taught her how to reciprocate with a man, they might have dropped the ball somewhere of thinking it was a one size fit all, because every man is different, every woman is different. What I'm gonna want from you is gonna be different than what your mama gonna teach you I want. You get what I'm saying? So it's good to have an idea that you need to be willing to reciprocate, and knowing exactly what that is contingent upon the communication between you and that person. And if you say, hey, look, what I want and what I crave, or what my favorite thing is to sit out on the back patio with a 6-pack and just kick back and watch the grass grow. And I don't have to deal with nobody, you know what I'm saying? And for you, it might be diamond earrings. So it's just a matter of communicating and the willingness to be able to deliver what it is that your person desire based off of you knowing them for all of these years. And I think what's important that this woman showcased is that she was impressionable. And that's another thing that a lot of men love about a woman, is her impressionability, being able to say, well, I haven't learned this. I'm willing to learn in order for the sake of the best interest of the relationship. So although she wasn't taught these things, this is a lot of things we as brothers are trying to communicate in this space day in and day out. That it's important that you have some wiggle room to be able to grow somewhere in learning how to be compatible, even if you're not compatible. Because I would argue that we're not expecting you to fit us when we meet you. Is you can be incompatible. But if you're willing to be what do you say? You use the word malleable, right, Smooth? If you're malleable enough.
One of them.
I know they don't like these words. We have to kind of figure out a damn word. Might have to make some shit up just for the delivery.
They're gonna have to
or
get
the
used
tone.
to the words, what that mean, what they mean.
Yeah.
Or we just got to get used to it.
The only thing I would say about that is I feel like there are most things that men, we always explain to women how simple we are, right? And how we don't ask for much. And I think most of the things that men want, and particularly what she mentioned, are universal. If you're talking about a massage, damn near every man is going to want a massage after like a day of hard work. I also think that a man is going to want his favorite meal cooked. I also think nearly every man is going to want to be respected. Nearly every man is going to want to be his wife to be conservative and not embarrass him in front of his friends and shit like that. So these are general principles that we should be teaching to our daughters to say, look, this is what a man is going to look for. Now, there are some things that are more intricate, which is like, okay, find out what his interests are, try to get him where you fit in, and just be, like you were saying, malleable. Then you'll be good. I think she should have been taught that. If she would have been taught those general things, then she could damn near fit into any man's program.
Most men.
Yeah, but that works only if the women are leaving the household and getting into the relationship immediately, and without the gap of partners and experiences with other people, which is molding her idea of what reciprocation is generally. Because then you can get conflated with a whole bunch of different subjective desires from how many men she's dated. So it
No,
works
I
in
agree
a
with
perfect
that.
society. But I would say if we're gonna be realistic, we know women are coming in with experiences. So I think it's safe. The play it safe is to keep an open mind that maybe perhaps whenever you do meet the next guy, and we don't, and this is an unfortunate situation in my opinion. If you do have to keep meeting the next guy and the next guy, just be open-minded. Just be willing to have a reset and see and have a conversation with this guy and determine what reciprocation is to him, and how can you appease to him in returning favors and desired outcomes or whatever.
I agree with you, Dorian, but I also agree with Trev. I think that if a woman is truly raised with a father who is masculine, she's going to pick up and study everything. She's going to be used to hearing male guidance. She's going to be used to, like, I know for me, like, I don't raise my daughters like my son, but at least right now, when it comes to like certain things like making a decision, and every decision that you will shape your future. They 6 and 7, and they're learning that right now. Like think about what you're about to tell me before you say it, because it will shape your future. Every decision you make. So like when you are raised with a certain type of father, she learns these things, and it's easier for a masculine man later to be in a relationship with her, because she already understands the prerequisites. So I think that's kind of like what Trev was talking about. Is like most men, at least of a certain type of man, are going to kind of have very similar. Besides, fine details are going to change, but for the most part, like, don't disrespect me. Respect is everything to me. Don't embarrass me when you go out here into the world. The ideas and you are a reflection of me. So I don't want you putting out city girl ideas if you want a panel talking to girls and you sound like Megan Thee Stallion. Like, I don't want those type of things. I want you to reflect me. So I think that y'all both right, but you're right too. Like, you want a malleable woman. But I want Bo to go.
Both of us,
Bo is
both of us
stressing
are
over
right,
there.
but and that all is all contingent upon what audience you're speaking to. And I like to try to speak to the one that is most likely to hear us. And I think the audience that's most likely to hear us is the one is based on the statistics and probability is women who don't have the father, or the likelihood of having a father. But if we're speaking to the exception of women who are raised with masculinity and father, and obviously I'm 100% on your side. But I tend to like to stay the course and just focus on the likelihood of who we're going to be, who our listeners are, our target audience is. And it's just, you can play it safe. There's no way you can lose if you just tell a woman to keep an open mind and just be ready to pivot or maneuver whenever it comes to this.